to my channel. Welcome to this week's WiPnChat. Please grab your... sorry. I've got these woolly balls. That's my coaster. Anyway, grab your tea. Yes, I have my puppies. That was a Christmas present. Mrs. Coffee was my secret Santa. My secret elf even. It was on Elfster. I can't believe it's the middle of June already. I feel like I look like rat shit, to be honest. Yeah, anyway, I have a cold sore right in the corner of my lip. Sore as all hell. I think it's more the pain that drives me bonkers with them than anything else. Anyway, these are some of the colours that I have that only have a few in, so I'm going to start off with those. And I'm going to grab a metal placer. You know, I still haven't replaced my 7 head on my pen from last week, because I think I just continued with the metal when I finished. Now, what am I after? I'm after the fewers. So something like this. There's 2 of these. I'm not even gonna shake them out. Oops. Somebody was asking in one of the groups about people, do they use drills straight out of the containers? Now, she was using Doris Ward kind of containers, so they're more of a flat surface. But yeah, I will dip straight out of my container. There are a few F's, but there's even fewer of these. Anyway, what was I gonna say? Welcome to my channel. If you're not already subscribed, please subscribe. If you don't get the notifications, please make sure that the bell is rung. Give me a like, give me a comment. More importantly, listen to the video. And, you know, drop me a comment to what I might ask, say, or do, or something. I don't know. See what happens. Yeah. How have you all been? Have you caught up with... Well, I've spoken to all of my winners from last week. And the only thing I haven't done is get Melissa's prize in the mail, because I've been flat chat, I've been sore as, and I've been stony broke. I think it's just, I don't know, is it the time of the year or the budget? I think my budget's just gone really bad. Sophie's listening to Toy Story. Sorry, I'm just getting the music turned down just a smidge, just in case it gets picked up by the mic. Oh my goodness, I think I'm going to need a tiny bit of wax. I've been out all morning. Well, not all morning. The usual routine for us on a Sunday morning is he gets up, he makes me coffee, and that didn't happen this morning. But I got up and I actually baked. I didn't bake very well. It was one of those box cakes. It was actually a raspberry slice, because I was going out to my Stitch and Bitch, Hot Bitch session today, which was a week early. Normally it's the last Sunday in the month, but they've got a workshop on at the last Sunday of the month, so we got bumped forward a week. So it was really nice catching up with the girls. So yeah, I made a raspberry slice. Now I can't remember what they call it. Maybe it is called a raspberry slice, I can't recall. Anyway, it's a box thing cake, and you separate out a bit of the cake mixture for the crumble on top. You pour on the raspberry jam after you've got this shortcakey kind of base, and put the crumble on top of the jam, and that's it. Nothing fancy or anything else about it. And brought that down. My mistake, of course, was not raising the bottom rack, so it was too close to the element, and the corner of the pan scorched. And because I don't bake this often enough, I forgot that the corner scorched. So here I am going along to this thing that I have been so slack on bringing food along to. And I'm feeling I've got to bring something, you know, because I want to bring something because I like when somebody brings things. Yeah. I go and bring these scorched offerings. It's like, oh, no. Yeah. Didn't feel brilliant, but anyway, brought something. And the middle ones are fine. It's just the outer edges where they scorched was like, yeah, not so nice. You know what it's like. Two. AB's going down first. Anyway, work has been an endurance. Just with aches and pains, and I decided after going to a coaching session to get swimming gear so I could go to the gym that has a hot tub in it, and went to the shops. This is all of my ABs left in number 1. I went to the shops, and none of the store had swimmers, bathers, swimming togs of any kind of shape. So I ended up going back in the next day and picking up a pair of boys' men's board short kind of things. And then, as it turned out, ended up buying a swimming suit bathers from the swim centre anyway. You know, because I wanted to be in bathers. Now, the first day I went into the pool, I didn't have the bather. No, I had the bathers on under the shorts, and because the shorts kept filling with air, I kept on getting lifted up, so I was floating. Could barely sit in the pool. Well, the next day I went up with just the bathers in the water, and yeah, didn't rise up. So that was a bit of a relief, you know, that it wasn't, because I would have thought if people were floating around in these hot pools, it would be a bit of an issue. Okay, so yes, I was the anomaly in that circumstance. Don't do that. The boardies kept catching air, and it wasn't me farting. Ah, would you look at that? This tray, I tell you, the plastic has had an end of shelf life, and the other one is somewhere down there, but the end is gone. I need proper super glue. I think I used nail glue the last time. Anyway, just gonna see if I can nurse it along. Yeah, let's go for S. So yeah, I've been up to the pool twice during the week. Twice? 3 times. Maybe 3 times. Twice? I don't know. And then it was the second day, I actually forgot to take my gear out of the car. Put it in the car, forgot to take it out of the car. So hubby drove it back into me. It's like, oh, bloody hell. Yeah. I've been so scatterbrained with this pain. GP's ordered bloods. He won't have those results until tomorrow. So I don't know what's happening with anything there. But he has given me a medication for the restless legs, if I told you about that last time. So that's good. I don't know if it's giving me better sleep by stopping the restless legs or what, but I feel like I've got appointments with specialists of some ilk coming out the wazoo. Yeah, I'm just covering all bases, and I mean all bases. Yeah, it's not been fun. It's actually exhausting going to all these appointments. It's ridiculous. So if you also do all those multiple appointments, yeah, I don't miss those days where I didn't have to. Sorry, I miss the days where I didn't have to do that. Is it just a sign of age or just decrepitude? I don't know. You know what I need? I need the Fountain of Youth. I need to go and find the Salmon of... No, the Salmon of Knowledge is just knowledge. No, I need the Fountain of Youth. What was that? Oh, gosh. Wasn't there a term? Wasn't it one of the movies? El Dorado had the gold. Fountain of Youth. What was the Fountain of Youth? Come on, people. Not Xibalba. That was a god of nastiness. He was in El Dorado too. Fountain of Youth. Not the Holy Grail. I'm trying to think of the movies that I watched recently. The Fountain of Youth was something different. Anyway, don't mind my dodgy memory. Hey! Yesterday I watched I think it's a YouTube movie, I'm not quite sure. Some of the acting was a little bit ham. Some of it was actually okay. The story was actually quite good. And if it was better produced, maybe it would have been a better movie. But either way, I enjoyed it for all its ham and corny recording. And the sound being a bit off in comparison to maybe what we're used to. But it was called Treasure. And in it was... Mercurio, as the dad, Peter Mercurio, possibly. We've got a Paul Mercurio in Australia who's a dancer or something. That's why I'm mixing up the first name. But yeah, this was Mercurio, and the daughter. Well, the daughter was an entitled teenage bitch. In the beginning of the movie, she took or was given drugs and was left by her friend's friend who had apparently planned for her to take these drugs, but they allegedly didn't plan for her to drive. But either way, she ended up driving, well, she didn't end up actually driving. What? Your shoe has been cleaned and it's by the kitchen. Huh? Thank you, bye. So she ends up being stopped by the cop before she drives off, and she then spews on him. But she goes along to probation, to the probation officer, who is a bitch, let's just say. A real hard-nosed cynic. And the teenager's attitude, she was given something like 80 hours community service. And the teenager's attitude is such that she goes, you know, I don't know, I'm entitled and I can't do anything, so here's another 20, here's another 10, sorry. And then she gives her some more attitude. There's another 10, and she gives some more attitude, and she goes, why not just make it 100? Deal! So she gives her 100. And then she leaves the room for something, and she comes back in, and the teenage attitude has picked up her Rubik's Cube and rearranged it. Well, this pisses off the corrections chick no end. And she slams her and she says, that's it! 180 hours! And yeah, the teenage attitude was just kind of going, well, screw you, bitch! And walks out. So she's got to go work in the soup kitchen or something. Well, she befriends one guy who, it turns out, is a geocacher. And he's, you know, he's a larger guy. He's don't think he's Hispanic, but he is ethnic of some ilk. But he starts explaining to her about geocaching, and they end up becoming friends, and it's just a rather... I'm trying to figure out what I'm going to do next. They're all pretty equal, I think. I think they're all pretty equal, so it doesn't matter. Yeah, they end up becoming friends. He explains geocaching to her really, really badly. Like, I've tried to explain geocaching to you guys and kind of said, look, it's treasure hunting with a phone. That is basically what it is. He was making it out to be so much more I don't know, less exciting sounding maybe. Or maybe that's my problem, because it didn't sound exciting the way he explained it. And, okay, you're hunting for plastic, and her attitude was brilliant in the beginning. You're hunting for trash hidden in the community kind of thing. And he goes, it's not, and it's not trash. And then she kind of goes, what, and there's only a piece of paper inside? And he goes, it's not just a piece of paper. But it is. And seriously, I have gone geocaching and I'm hunting for plastic Tupperware in the middle of a wood, and it's pissing rain or something, like I did last week. Yeah, it's kind of insane. So yeah, but it's a lovely movie of, you know, platonic friendships. She makes up with her friend who kind of dropped her in it with the drugs, after finding out the truth that the friend had actually got her in trouble with the drugs in the first place. And, you know, other people are connected in the homeless shelter and lives are affected. And yeah, it's just a really, it's not quite a Hallmark movie, but it is, you know, it's got all the feels happening. You know, with family relationships, you know, well, I don't want to give away too much of the story, but if you're interested in not just geocaching, but you want a nice, tame movie to watch that's, you know, lightly entertaining with some half-decent characters, and they actually, you know, make a point, I guess, of significantly impacting each other's lives without, you know, overly romanced or cliched or anything else. It's, you know, she does wrong and she isn't the kind of person that doesn't have a change in her attitude. She does have a change in her attitude, okay? You know, I don't know if you watch, there's one with Brian Dennehy. Yeah, I think it's Brian Dennehy. And I think it's called The Gift. And he is a ranch owner, and he gets the bristling nephew with attitude. And the only way this kid is going to get his inheritance is by doing these tasks that his old man has given him. And he's kind of going, fuck that. And he comes out and his uncle or whatever it is gives him a job of putting up the fences. And he can't lay the fences straight, so he goes the back of the truck and he hitches it up to the fence and he yanks it out of the ground. And the kid's got to start all over again, and just how attitudes change, and, you know, hard work changes people, and how, you know, I don't know. Anyway, it's a bit of a feel-good movie too. But if you want some feel-good movies, there's some feel-good movies for you. I haven't watched The Gift in ages. I think I had it on DVD, and I don't know where my DVDs really are. They got boxed. Hubby doesn't have a DVD player. My computer doesn't have a DVD player. My laptop, I mean. So I haven't watched DVDs. Oh, just because I'm just talking about my DVDs, that I haven't watched a DVD in ages. Yeah, he's scanned them on, I think the machine next to me actually has the drive, but I just haven't got around to it. Anyway, it's not like I don't have enough to watch. It's just that sometimes, you know, you like rewatching movies, just like you like rereading the same old books. Another book series, what am I reading? The Castle Mountain Hotel series. Aaron Aitken, possibly? I think it's Aaron Aitken. Anyway, the Castle Mountain Hotel series. It's like it's a mountain hotel in the Rockies, and I know that you've got mountains or hotels like this over in the States. I'm so jealous. But they're romances, but they're not, over sexualized or anything. So if you want a reasonably clean, fun book dealing with complicated human emotions, not overly complicated, but people with issues, minor issues. But just I'm just enjoying it. You get, I don't know, 3. Do you? Yes, the moon is out. You get 3 in a set, and I think I got them for free on Amazon, or got the first one free on Amazon. So if you look for the 3 set, so there's 1, 2, 3 in a box set, and then there's 3, 4, 5. Sorry, 4, 5, 6, and then 7, 8, 9. So there's 3 box sets of all of them. Now I think I got the first one free. I may have got the second one free, and paid for the third kind of thing, because I like the author now. But yeah, if you're after something there to read, if you don't do audiobooks, they are generally my evening reading. I say evening reading. They are my in bed evening reading. Oh. So it's actually my bedtime reading, I suppose. But I think because I was going out this morning, I actually read instead of dragging out my cross stitch, so I read a bit more from there. But each story focuses on one female character and her relationship, I think. No, I tell a lie. Yeah, okay. It focuses on a couple, as in, him and her. So from the get-go who the story is going to revolve around. Whether you don't mind those kind of spoilers or not. And then it's just the awkwardness of people who maybe say that they didn't want a relationship, or one guy going, he didn't want to leave to work in the movies as a wrangler, makes the decision, and other things fall into place and stuff, that that kind of thing. They're not all cowboys. The one that I'm just finished was the hotel receptionist, front of house person. They all have different roles. One of them was a childcare worker, one of them was a party planner who was just up at the resort for a little while. Another one was her friend who they were trying to organise. Yeah, things like that. So anyway, fun reads. Not necessarily laugh out loud reads, but fun reads. Yeah, so try and do that and just for some downtime. Now, here's a bit of a thing. Ugh, that focus is even... I swear my eyes are... Look, I'm just gonna fix it. As in fix focus. I thought it was on hunting. So yeah, in the mail last week, I got a book. And the book was written by my dad. He's not my daddy, he is my dad. I don't know that I ever actually called him daddy, because the teenagers probably wouldn't ever have called him daddy, so he was always just dad. He wrote his life story, autobiography, last year, whatever, and self-published it. My cousin, who apparently dad saved his life from drowning when he was a kid, my cousin did the graphics in it, so photos and stuff, and yeah, it's just a small hardback, not tiny print. Can you stop? Not tiny print, but not, ridiculously small, big either. And yeah, it's his life. So I've gone through his industrial life, and I had to put the book down last night because it got to Mum being sick, and I was just like, no, I can't do this now. Yeah, I don't know how I'm actually going to deal with this next couple of chapters, because it's also going to involve me, and I have, well, let's just say a fair few negative thoughts about me and my appearance. Now, look, Dad's not going to be writing the book going, oh my god, you know that Phil one, and you know, she did this and she did that. No, he's not going to be doing any of that. He hasn't done it to anyone so far. Yeah. I came along, well, no. I came along and then the world tilted for everyone when Mum was confirmed with brain tumour. They probably had an inkling beforehand, but when it was confirmed when I was a kid that it was a brain tumour, the world just tilted. And there was a photo of Mum looking terrible. Really looking terrible. That just broke my heart. She was with the siblings or something, and maybe it was shortly after her first surgery. I don't know, I'll have to relook at the caption maybe. But her wig was on. Granted, she had a wig the rest of her life after the surgery, but I don't know, this particular photo, she looked pretty wretched. Yeah. So, yeah, I had to backpedal out of that pretty quick, put the book down. Couldn't deal. There's probably certain times of the day where I'm better able to deal with it than others, and when I've already got pain on board is probably not a good time, so the end of the day is not necessarily a good time. But I did enjoy reading the book up until then, so I'm looking forward to getting over that hump. Yeah, but Dad was 30, maybe 31 years. We celebrated his pearl, which I think is 30, and he's with Mum, and he was at least 20 years with Una. So how's that for longevity with marriage? And now he's been on his own, I don't know, maybe 10. What should I just put away? Oh, you have got to be joking. I just did H, and I've put them all on the pill. Okay, well, let's fix these instead. What am I going to do? More like, how am I going to do these? I looked over and I went, uh-oh, my pill bottle, which is what I call that little symbol, is still there. And to be honest, there's not much of a difference. The pill is $5.50. So I'm going to just slide all of these into the right spot. Except that this tip feels all kinds of dodge, so I'm going to change it, seeing as all I'm doing is sliding. Anywho, oh, this pen is from Enabler's Outpost. It's got swirly purple and orange glittery stuff in it. There you go. It's kind of cool. All kinds of cool. That was worked with Beth, and we came up with the pen, and yeah, so commission piece. And she's awesome to work with. So if you're ever after a commission piece, please, please, please go talk to her. She and Edward are just the bomb. He's so funny. And I'm sure he doesn't mean to be funny, but I know. He's just a funny character. And you need to follow the group, Enabler's Outpost. If you want to get in on the latest drops and all of that kind of stuff. Now, I could have scraped these off, but because I've got so few on, I'm just sliding. And this is the beauty with what's it? Glue. Pour glue. That one. Is that you can actually slide. Although I think I've maybe slid the S off. But that's alright. I'll sort it out. It's only one colour that's gone wrong. This is a damn sight easier than frogging, let me tell you, on cross stitch. Because that's all kinds of painful. Oops. This is such a big pen. Oh yeah, and the other thing with Enabler's Outpost is you get the thicker pens. They are generally on the slightly larger girth size. And some people don't like the overly slim pens. So if that's you, then oops. You know, you might have arthritis or some other reason why holding a skinny pen makes your hand cramp or anything like that. The other thing with sliding, if you use less downward pressure, they actually slide because you're not pressing down into the glue, and they actually slide pretty well, and they will all embed in, because I'll go over it as well with the roller when I'm finished. And the rest of the process of God words, the rest of the process of putting squares in around them will consolidate things too. That was a bad move. That's rather annoying though. I'm just going to take these a lot closer. Because they're literally right next to the other one. Oh, there you go. Look, frogging diamond painting style. Do you? Oh, blimey. I think I've got a stack of appointments next week just to interfere with work, keep me busy and all of that kind of crap. Keep me broke, more like. That's another thing. It's expensive being sick. Deary. So when I was coming home from stitching today, I grabbed a couple of slightly off route geocaches, and I don't know what the hell it was with this clock that was in front of me. He pulls over to this turn that wasn't a parking bay or anything and decides he's going to let his passengers out of the car. He's in the middle of nowhere. And I was just like, oh god, you freaking idiot. I should have blasted the horn at him, but I didn't. I don't know. It's ridiculous. Because it was just like, this is not the place that you do this. Went down and found the geocache. Just under the jetty that I was going down to, and then went and got another one up. We've got a hill called the Domain that's a kind of grass reserve in the middle of it's just this hillock between the bridge and the city. I don't quite know why it's there, but it is. Where am I going? I need more. But I went up and went for another one that was up there. Well, there was a guy who was parked in front of me, or behind me, and he was walking through this grassland, as it's kind of called, and he kept on turning around and looking back on the path. And I thought, what the now this is a place that's a little bit notorious for people who pick up sex partners. Gays or straights, and yeah, it was just the way he kept looking back at it was just creepy. Just very weird. Strange person. It's like, I'm not here to do a drug deal. Anyway, thank God I wasn't walking on the same path as them, because that would have just given me the creeps even more. Ah! What you're hearing is the pen coming off the drill, or it's going onto the page. That's an S. I can't believe there's the same amount of this colour as the colour that I should have put down. It's like everyone I'm moving has a place to go, and if it didn't, it means it would be going back in the jar and be super sticky. So I'm hoping I use them all. That's a H. These are wrong. So, yeah. So the plan this week will be to get up to the hot tub another couple of times. Get my appointments, which means getting more physio. Yeah, just seeing how that's going. Seeing if he can offer any clues as to what's going on, because the physio doesn't seem to be helping necessarily. Which is frustrating, as one would expect. Come on. Oops. There's actually going to be too many of these. Oh, this is so annoying. Goodness sakes. Silly, silly. I think it's the first time I've really done that badly for ages. Normally I'm much more, well, I wouldn't say on the ball, but I don't make that kind of symbol error. I should quit while I'm behind. Oh. Oh, you know what it is. There's no glue on this pen, because I haven't used it. That's why it's not picking up. Another doofus moment. Okay, I'm going to need tweezers. No. No, Sophie, I've got to try and fix this. I made a mess. Don't know if I'm going to get away with using these tweezers. These are actually my sticky tweezers. So you should have in your box of tricks, you should have a pair of sticky tweezers and non-sticky tweezers. Non-sticky tweezers for any of the non-sticky things that you might do, like drill placing. That went flying. And then sticky tweezers for dealing with stickers or anything else, because if the sticky residue gets on the stickers, on the tweezers, they just don't work quite as well. So I think these are all dodgy. So I basically need to lift the majority of the sticky kind of base, and then they do actually come up reasonably easily, but it's still a pain. And of course, if I move them and they look like they're occupying a space, I could mistake them for a drill that needs to come up rather than... Anyway, not what I was planning on doing for my video. Right, where are we at? These are all wrong. Sophie has been addicted to number blocks lately. Do you remember your kids being addicted to certain shows? Or certain books?
Yes,
Books, yeah. She's green eggs and ham at night. And number blocks during the day. Where that went.
Mommy, what's that, Mommy?
What's what?
That, Mommy. What's that, Mommy? That's yellow, Mommy. A yellow man.
Yellow?
Yes.
What's yellow?
Yellow. Orange. Yes, that's it. Orange.
You see orange?
Yes, orange.
Oh, okay.
Like oranges.
Okay. This is H. And I have no... Oop. Now, they will be sticky when I go to do them again. It's fine. I'll work it out. And I've got drills that have gone all sorts of odd places. I don't care. Right, let's get the correct one down. Get rid of that. Oh. And this is now moving. Don't. I know, I talk to inanimate objects. And I haven't drunk my tea. Mm-mm. I actually had to restart my computer before I started. But do you think... Where's my pen? Do you think it's focused? No. I do apologize yet again for the shitty service. You know, just slap the edge of your TV there. Huh. I'm sorry. I feel like it's bad workmanship. And that frustrates me. So if you go away... Oh, she's coming in with the seat. She's coming with the seat. She's gonna sit down next to me. Yeah. My boots are out of your way. Right. She was in the kitchen yesterday, and she likes having the bits and pieces for the pizza in a bowl and eating them raw. And she went in and I said, Daddy hasn't given you a bowl. He had literally just chopped up bare minimum for the pizza. Didn't think to factor in her raw nibbles or anything else. Well, she expresses in dismay that, and the word she used was disappointing. And Marcus heard her and went, did she just say disappointing? I was like, yes. I was like, what the hell? Oh, she said a word this morning. What did you say this morning?
Yeah.
You said something when you were getting dressed. Something about, it was an imagination, or no, it was extraordinary. She said something was extraordinary, and it was like, oh! Don't think I've heard her use that word before either. So she's getting all the big... Sorry? Yes, just... But she said extraordinary this morning. It's like... Yeah, I don't know if extraordinary is something that number blocks use. Yeah, but it was just like, what the? Yeah, when she went disappointing because she didn't get her bowl of I was gonna say lollies. But she used it correctly in context, and she was upset by it because, yes, she was most perturbed by not having raw veggies catered for her. Yes, Marcus is... Ooh, no, I better not go there. Gosh, that could get me into trouble.
Trouble?
Yeah.
You got you in trouble with Daddy.
Yes. Anyway.
Ladybug's got two.
What is it?
Ladybug's got
Ladybug's got 2 magnets.
Yeah.
Okay.
two.
Watched a weird documentary. It wasn't supposed to be a documentary, but it turned out to be a documentary on Ernest Hemingway. Now, you guys in the States are probably a lot more familiar with him than I am. It was actually quite boring, and I ended up killing the documentary after way too long. But when we were at the stitching group, somebody had donated, well, somebody's had, oh gosh, had donated books to the church, and in amongst the books was one of Ernest Hemingway's, was it The Man in the Sea? I don't remember actually watching much of any books that he had, but I think there was one with, was it Kenneth More? Not Kenneth More? No. Oh, I can't remember his name. I can see him. One of the old famous actors. Who wasn't old when he did the part. Oh, Spencer Tracy. Didn't he do a Hemingway movie? I don't know. That's on a postcard, please. Yeah, it was an odd... I think the problem with it was that it was all kind of monotone. And I don't know if that's the way you're used to getting documentaries in the States, but it's not the way I'm used to getting them from, you know, David Attenborough or other kind of good documentaries, BBC documentaries maybe. What is it, Sophie? No, I don't want to use that one, it's too big.
I need to use it.
You need to use it?
Yeah.
On what? Oh, don't use it on another pen. It's not going to pick anything up.
I want to.
No, thank you. I got home and immediately got stuck into washing up. And of course, she's in there. Oh no, she wasn't in there today. Usually she helps me wash up. Go! No, no, no! Please stop. No! Thank you! No, you're not anywhere near to put them down. But yeah, she helps me with the washing up. She uses a brush and she will freshly soap all of the dishes that I've put to one side. Sophie, I need you to stop. I'm trying to drill. No! Thank you.
Okay, I can do these.
No, you go play. Daddy put number blocks on for you. Go watch number blocks. No, so I can turn number blocks off?
No!
Then what's your problem? She multitasks. She watches her iPad, my iPad, and she watches the TV. She doesn't like... Well, she actually will play quite nicely on her own in her room with no noise. But she does like the noise, I think. She's going to have problems when it comes to school. I don't know what they do in school. You know, if they have a radio for kind of white noise. I never had a radio when I was in school. So I don't know if it's a thing now. You know, have they discovered that white noise you actually work better with? Dad always used to complain when I had the radio on when I was studying. Saying that I'd never learn anything that way. And it's rare that I will turn off the noise to concentrate on something. It depends on what I'm doing. Yeah. And I know we use the noise, you know, we'll listen to WiPnChats while we work, or we'll listen to audiobooks or other YouTube kind of stuff while we diamond paint or stitch or anything, craft, do the housework. But do you find that there's times where you have to actually concentrate and that you switch it off? Can you please stop? Alright, I'm coming up to an hour and I've made such colossal hames of that one. I'm so sorry. Yeah, well, you're not meant to be doing that. Yeah. It's a pen.
A pen? And there's another pen.
Yeah, but that's a pen for my journal, which I haven't been using this year. You know what I was thinking in the kitchen just yesterday, I think it was?
Flowers.
How it's June and, you know, pretty soon blink and it'll be November and I'll be having to start getting ready for the premieres again. And it was kind of like, oh god, do I want to do it again this year? Do I pass the mantle or stay organizing it? I don't know. I feel very out of the loop this year because last year when I did it, I don't know what happened, but I still have not got back into the whole routine of catching up with folk. I've hardly been in anyone else's lives. I've just really gone from being in everything to being in nothing almost. Yeah, it's very weird. Very weird. Do not know where my head has been at. Now, I think there were some H's up there. Here we are. I need 3. And look at that. All of those, 6 of them, and they were all upside down.
Mom, what is that, Mommy?
What?
What's that, Mommy?
Shells.
That's a star.
Yeah, it's like a starfish.
And these are rocks.
Oh, okay, they're rocks.
And a pen.
Yes.
I wonder have a room for this.
Just scanning, scanning, scanning if I've missed anything. I think there's a stray S. There's a stray S because I moved it, and I don't know where I moved it to.
It's not
There it is. Please don't pull the pens all out.
No. I want to have a room there.
One of those S's ended up there somewhere. Oh, gee. Now, there it is. It's a H. Oops. Get back here. And there's another H. There. Just not wasting it. Alright. 154. Oh, I do have more. Phew. I have 2 or 3 bags left of spares. 939, 154, 550, and 327. That's 550. That's the wrong one. Stop it! No, I really need you to go. There is 154. I have continued cross-stitching like crazy. I finished chapter 3 of Letters from Hogwarts, which was Magical Creatures. Well, I say finish. I have finished Stuart's dream pattern, but I want to fill in the blanks, being I want to put grass down. So I've picked out my variegated greens yesterday. I think it was yesterday or yeah, it was yesterday. Picked them all out and actually started chapter 4 today, yesterday. So yeah, I've got variegated blue for the sky behind the Quidditch match. I have variegated green for the ground under the hippogriff. And I have green, a different green for the Quidditch pitch. So that's the plan with the variegation. It looks really, really good with a more full coverage from what I've seen of other creators. So that's why I'm doing the more kind of full coverage rather than this patchy effect that was Stuart's incarnation first time around. So yeah, that's the plan there. I've backstitched all those blanket envelopes. It was actually a little bit easier than I thought. The backstitching actually made the dodgy bits on the envelopes work okay. So where I thought it was going to be patchy and that kind of thing, it's actually kind of filled in the gaps, so I don't feel like the envelopes look as bad as they could have been. So it's looking really good. Really, really good. I'm so pleased. The backstitching on the hippogriff tail is looking a little bit odd. It's like blue on brown, so I don't know if I'm going to change that. But yeah, it's a suck it and see. And because today is the 20th, I have 10 days to stitch like crazy, Harry, or start a new project or something. Not quite sure about starting a new project because I still have 2 months left of the Not a Mermaid stitch along, but I could start a new project. I did get given today fabric to try. I was asking my local needle shop chick if she had any Weeks Dye Works black onyx or a black Belfast linen, because it turns out that the Twisted Rainbow sampler that I have and that I had put Black Ada in with, it's definitely not something that I could do Black Ada on. It's speciality threads, and I don't know where my brain was at with this, but I had mistakenly put Ada with it, thinking I was going to be able to do it on Ada. There is no way in hell you could do speciality stitches on anything but linen, because you're using like the halves, because it's over 2, so you're using the odd one to put the stitches into. So I've got linen, so it's the 32 count, which is still okay. It's still kind of my sweet spot of, oh good god, not playing ball at all. It's still the sweet spot of really being a 16 count, so it's okay. And I think my light pad is actually down next to me in my folder with my smaller canvases, and I've got a plug next to where I sit for my phone, so I'll be able to plug the light pad in on the second cable, and I think I have a magnetic tip already in it. If I don't, I can put one in, it's not a problem. And that means that I've got light to be able to shine through the holes if that becomes an issue. You know, I was actually just thinking, we've got the retreat coming up in October, and I don't have an independent light source from the contraption I have at home, which is fixed to the wall, which means that I can't stitch anywhere but there. I'm going to have to come up with a solution, and I wonder if maybe hubby can 3D print something for me that I can bring that's, you know, got the LED lights. I don't need the magnifier. Don't tend to need magnification with my stitching, but and I've got one that goes around my neck anyway, so that's fine. But I don't have the money to outlay for oh, one more. I don't have the money to outlay for one of these crafty lights. It's like, what else can I use? Tick, 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 tick. Yeah. But he should be able to print me one of the kind of stitching lights that they would use and give me a power connector. And we've got plenty of time to come up with the design. More importantly, he's actually rebuilding struts for my overhead, because Sophie's been swinging on it and it's just not doing its thing that it should be doing. Now that's a H. Where the heck was the H? There's the H, and I also need the pill. Somebody had a post in their Facebook, in one of the Facebook groups, what do you call all these? And she had literally named half a dozen of the symbols that she's got funky names for. Alright, now as you can see, there's still dryer sheet in there. What was that?
It's my bag.
Your bag.
Yeah.
Mm.
This is my spot. Mommy.
Don't touch. Please don't touch.
Mommy.
What?
When is green, Mommy?
Sorry?
Mommy, when is green?
When what's green?
When is green, Mommy?
One's green.
Yes, green.
Where?
Over.
Over here?
Yes.
Okay.
And
Oh dear. But yeah, we've got the we've got the retreat coming up in October to plan for. Ooh. Black Needle Society has shipped one, if not two, of my boxes, which is all kinds of cool. Because, well, particularly one of them, the July box is my box. Oh, Sophie! I'm a VIP with Black Needle Society, so I get this box for free for promoting it. And I'm so looking forward to that. And then we've got the Hogwarts Up All Night conference, which I've got time off for, so I've got a couple of short weeks coming up in July, but potentially long nights or long days. I think there's an Up All Night thing as well. And there's challenges. I've got most of my threads. I actually need to go through my threads again. I've got what have I got? I've actually got a short week this week work-wise, so I'm off on Thursday and Friday because I'm working the following weekend, and then I have 7 days in a row. Hell, but it means that I've got a doctor's appointment on one of those days, and that will also allow me to only be up the road from my needle shop. So I will touch base with the owner and see if my missing colours are in for Hogwarts, because I need to try and close off those kind of holes and get ready for that. I know Rachel has been talking about it quite a bit on her channel, that there's challenges. I don't know what to expect, so I'm kind of taking her leading on the fact that I need to be ready for challenges and things like that. And yeah, it's just going to be a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to all sorts of things, like the mug. I think it's possibly Athena. Now I do mix up the girls' names. Please don't. But they've spent hours and hours designing the mug. I have to say, the sampler for the drum, now I know Rachel is doing hers as a single piece. You can either do it as a single piece or you can do 7 drums. A drum is a cylinder kind of thing, and the stitching goes around the outside like a drum. It's a particular kind of stitching. If you're not into cross stitch, you wouldn't necessarily know these terms, and I didn't. So you can do them as separates or you can do them as one big piece. She's doing it as one big piece on, is she doing it on 40 count or something insane, or is that something else? So yeah, I've got to work out my fabric for that. So I've actually got a working kit. I also need to get more project bags. My knitting bag Ziploc disintegrated on me one day, and I need to maybe get down to the office supply shop and just get some extra large school pencil cases. You know, those reinforced ones? They sell them, so I might go and get some of those in the next week or two as alternates to something. But I have a box. I might open it on camera. Maybe. I got a box from Cal, and I don't know if she's put one of her Winky Wonky bags in. I'd be so excited if there was a Winky Wonky bag in there. Actually, I better not, because if I open it now, I'm going to want to eat the hula hoops, and Marcus has got dinner cooking. And, well, it's probably nearly ready by now, so I would only ruin my appetite by wanting to eat the hula hoops. And I'm being relatively good when it comes to snacking. Kind of going, I'm hungry, and then going, have a glass of water, have a cup of tea, or something, rather than having chocolate. Now, that's not to say I haven't had donuts. No! No! That is an extremely sharp knife. Can you please put that down? Give that to Daddy right now. Sophie, help. No. Give it to Daddy now, because I'm busy. Sophie, please put it back in the kitchen. I will talk to you about it in a minute. Sophie, you're too small to be cutting your food just yet. Please, where did you put it? No, don't go rolling around with the knife in your hand. Oh God. He has these knives that he had for the kids that are super... Put it away! Super sharp. That's the one I wanted to get rid of. There was a corner missing off it. Sophie. Marcus, she's got one of your sharp steak knives. Can you... I know she wants to feel independent and all that, but she's been told she's not allowed to use these just yet because it's so sharp. Oh, and there we go with the drama. The drama. Oh dear. Okay, more hair. There's probably 4 hours left in this, maybe. I might do some during the week. What are we up to? This is the dress. So we're still on hair. Oh God, that... Ugh. It's between the light and everything else. I wonder if it's my fault. Yeah, I think it's my fault. You know what? Let's see if this makes a difference. No, it's frozen. No. It's been a dill. Now it's frozen. Hang on, I think I know what the problem is. Let's try this one. This one doesn't need to be so clear. This one isn't so clear. I've got to share the love between the computer brains. Still not happy. I know, I'm clicking away. I really shouldn't be taking you up on all of this kind of time, but... But you know what? I think it was my resolution that was the issue. It's still being a dill grain. But it was supposed to be sharing. Oh, God. Anyway, I'll restart it. I'll play with this in my own time. It could be down to the resolution. I'll fix it. Because I'm looking at it going, oh, that's really rad. Could be down to the night time. Alright, I'll let you go. Please look after yourselves. I will fix drill trays. I will get on top of things. And, yeah. I will see you around in the next video. And, yeah. Rubbish. Yeah, I'll see you in the next video. Please look after yourselves. As restrictions ease and summer is really knocking you guys over in the States around about. Yeah, please look after yourselves. Don't overheat, please. Hydrate yourselves. And keep an eye on your neighbours. Alright, thank you for watching and joining me. I will see you around on the tubes. Bye for now. May the road rise up to meet you. May the wind be always at your back. May the sun shine warm upon your face, and the rain fall soft upon your fields. And until we meet again, may God hold you in the palm of his hand.